Front locking devices are an integral part of any tandem drawer box application that you make. So if you're going to build a cabinet and you're going to use tandem drawer boxes, then you're also going to be using front locking devices. All of the front locking devices that you see here, you are able to use them either for inset applications or overlay applications. On the right side, these front locking devices do not have side-to-side adjustment. They do have up and down. You can raise or lower your drawer front with these, but you can't shift side to side. The ones here on my left, those have side-to-side adjustment. You can see the adjustment wheels on those front locking devices. They'll give you some up and down adjustment on your drawer front. They require a half-inch recess here in order for them to function properly. So we'll get started by talking about the most popular one, the one here on my right side. Our first pair of front locking devices is the BT51.1801. A nice feature of this locking device is that you're able to screw it directly to the bottom of the drawer box, and that is if you have at least a half an inch. Then you can use these holes that you see here and go directly into the bottom of the drawer box. However, normally this would be screwed into the subfront, and there is a precise angle that these holes here need to be drilled, and that's why it is advisable to use the tandem drilling template in order to drill those holes. So then your pieces fit right up into here, and then you would screw them into place. Here's the adjustment for up and down. Just depress this thing here and slide it back and forth, and this moves the drawer box up and down. It has a captive right member. This is the right member. It's on my left side, but it is the right member. And in this case, when you slide the drawer slide into it, there's no tolerance for the slide to move to the left and the right a little bit. Whereas on the other side, on the left side, or the left member, this one has some tolerance, so the slide will move a little bit if it has to, based on construction of the drawer box and so on. The front locking devices also have some tolerance for how far the slide goes into the locking device. So here we put the slide on and it clicks into place, and there is some tolerance, and there needs to be, because you might use a half-inch subfront or a 5/8 or a 3/4 inch subfront, and then there's tolerance for that built into this front locking device. So this is a good device. Now let's take a look at this front locking device with an added on vertical mounting tab. These front locking devices are identical, and let me show you something here. There, that is the entire difference between this front locking device and this front locking device. I guess I did a little oversimplification there. This bracket doesn't just come flipping off there like I showed you. It is securely mounted to this front locking device. That bracket is on there to stay. I just loosened this up and set it off to demonstrate that there's absolutely no difference between these two locking devices except this vertical mounting bracket. When you are using this front locking device, you need to have a 5/8 of an inch subfront. Otherwise, everything is identical. Just like you had to pre-drill the holes for at an angle for the locking devices on the previous application, in this one you need to pre-drill the holes here for the what they call the vertical mount locking device, and then the screws would go in from the top like this. This is really a nice feature on these slides. It requires a half an inch depth for that to work in there, and a minimum of a 5/8 inch subfront to make it work, and all the same features as the BT5118 one, the one we just looked at before. The same up and down adjustment. The captive right side and the tolerance side on the left. This is really a nice front locking device. This locking device is a vertical mount. Also, it needs to be pre-drilled from here to prevent splitting of the subfront. It requires a recess of a ½ an inch in order to function properly. Has the same 3mm height adjustment as the previous two that we looked at. The reason they manufactured this particular front locking devices is it makes it possible to do very narrow drawers. In fact, the literature says that the inside of the drawer can be as narrow as 3 3/4 inches. So a very narrow drawer. And so if you're going to do a narrow drawer, this locking device would be pretty handy for that. Now we're going to discuss the front locking devices that have the side-to-side adjustment built into them. So this is a really nice feature for the locking devices. In reality, they're not much different than the basic front locking device, with the exception of the side-to-side adjustment. Otherwise, the function of this locking device is the same. But the side-to-side feature is an extremely nice thing. In the cabinets that I built, the side-to-side feature saved me a couple of times. So I like that side-to-side feature. Otherwise, they're all the same. There is this 3mm up and down lever here on them, so you have that adjustment for your drawer front to go up and down, the side-to-side adjustment from the left to the right, and the spring-loaded release lever for releasing your drawer runner. With this front locking device, it's also necessary to have that precise angle drilled into your subfront in order to get the front locking device to rest snugly against the bottom of your drawer box. I also like that there are these two holes here. If you would like to mount your front locking device to the bottom of your drawer box, then you can use those holes and then screw it right to the bottom of the drawer box. Now you would have to have a ½ inch drawer bottom to make that work. The 1/4 inch bottom, the screws will come through, and that wouldn't be a very good thing. This front locking device has a captive right side member and a tolerance left side member. They're very, very nice front locking devices. Now let me show you how nice this fits in here. It locks in really nice. And now it's in. Then you can release the slide. So captive member here, and then a little bit of tolerance on this side. These front locking devices that we're showing you in this video works on all of the series of Tandem slides except the Tandem Edge. It doesn't work on that one. It also doesn't work on the Movento slides. Now let's talk a little bit about the front locking device that has the side-to-side adjustment, but it also has a vertical mounting adapter. This set of front locking devices is identical to this locking device. All of the features are exactly the same as this front locking device, except this added on vertical mounting tab. So with that added on to here, there's no difference between those, how they function and what they do for your drawer front. I can see this vertical locking feature being very practical and useful at times. But again, you have to pre-drill for these. The thickness of this subfront material has to be 5/8 of an inch thick to accommodate this mounting bracket. This is a really nice front locking device. You need to drill your holes at an angle to get into your subfront and possibly prevent splitting of the subfront. It has the 3mm up and down adjustment like all the others. It has your side-to-side adjustment, 1.5 millimeters each way. But the super feature on this is that it's designed for inset drawer applications, and it has an adjustment with an out adjustment here built right into this locking device. Ideal for an inset application, and it gives you the in and out adjustment, or at least the out adjustment that you want. It gives you the left and the right, it gives you the up and down. So if you're doing an inset drawer, this front locking device is ideal for your application. Now there's another feature here. Besides the adjustability where you would put the screwdriver in here like this and adjust your front locking device so your front of your drawer front is lined up exactly where you want it on your cabinet. These adjustment features do not rely on your cabinet. What they do is they actually engage the drawer runner itself. So if you put the drawer runner in like this and slide it into this locking device like that, when these are adjusted, they push against the drawer slide to give you the adjustments you want in and out, and to give you the ability to have that little bump you need for servo drive. Very nice for inset applications on your drawer fronts. Now we're going to take a look at a feature that is unique with the front locking device for inset drawers only. There. See that tab? That is a bumper that bumps against your drawer slide. So when you give your drawer a push, and then that'll fire your servo drive unit. All 6 of the front locking devices featured in this video are suitable for overlay drawer fronts or for inset applications with drawer fronts. But if you're going to do inset applications, I highly recommend that you use the one pictured here, BT51.1901 PS, because this locking device gives you the ability to adjust to get your drawer front to line up with the front of the face of your cabinet, and it has an added feature that if you're using a servo drive, it has a bumper built in for that as well. So I hope you've enjoyed this video and found it useful.